Okay, so now for the color scale, let's take a look at the project list. So this is a spreadsheet that I first created for myself because as Decode Your Genius was growing, or yeah, as Decode Your Genius was growing, uh, what I needed to do is go back into my SEO business and simplify and help my SEO business go from yellow to green. And so what I did is I followed my intuition, followed my instincts and follow the GPS method to simplify the business. And since I had been doing it for so many years and had these systems set up that were really complex, really complex, a lot of details. So it's like at best it was top of yellow with that understanding complexity. Yet as Decode Your Genius was growing more and more up the color scale, I needed to bring the yellow and the red parts and the gray parts of the SEO business and move it up the scale and ideally simplify it. And that's what I started doing is since I've been doing it so much, since I've had the company for so long, I was able to know what I needed to do and what I didn't need to do. So it allowed me to start chipping away at the yellow structures, a few of the red structures, a few of the gray structures, and start moving things to green to get that simplicity and that ease. So what I did is I created this spreadsheet for myself, and then I put all the different parts of the SEO business in it so that I could see and have like a dashboard. And it kind of made it fun because before that, it's like what I didn't want to do. You know, I just wanted to keep doing Decode Your Genius and all the amazing stuff that just is totally green and blue in that for me. But I was like, I need to, otherwise it's gonna hold Decode Your Genius back because ultimately it's in my business world. So, and that energy is affecting things. So what I did is I put down all the projects, all the parts of the SEO business in these different categories. And so what you'll see here is this spreadsheet that you can copy and paste for yourself, and then you can edit it however you like. So we've got on the left-hand side, that's the status. Well, let's just start with the item. So right here, you got the item. And you can be as broad or as specific with that as you want. I mean, this is just for you. And then the status of that is maybe you're waiting on an email, or maybe you have it ready for delegation, or because sometimes there's parts of these processes, at least for the SEO business, where I could do all my parts, but I was waiting on something from someone else or another system. So this helped me say, okay, I've got it covered and I'm just waiting on this. You know, the next step is the next step. So we're starting in blue here, which the SEO business was definitely not. So what I started doing is thankfully with this, I had a lot in yellow. I had a lot in yellow, bottom yellow, and few in gray, and then, a few chunks in red. And each of one of those red, as we know, weighs it down quite a bit. So I was just like, oh man. So this was a process too of using the GPS method of like, okay, finding the natural flow of what's going to blast through each of these in the smoothest way. And sometimes I'd feel more energy with like a yellow one, and I'd knock that out, and then I'd feel one with a red, and I'd knock that one out, and then I'd actually feel the energy with another red one and knock those out, and then move to gray. So it's really using the right brain, letting your heart neurons guide you with the GPS method. And so that's what we've got here. And I just put the emotions right here on the right hand side. On the further right hand side, you've got the color scale. I just did it for like kind of matching each each color section, so you can just scroll to the right and see. For yellow, I put everything that was in the right direction, but I didn't really necessarily have the full plan laid out right here. Everything that I knew exactly what needed to be done and it was very close to getting done that I put here, and I'd actually put the close ones at the very top, and then once it finally went to green, that's when I went here. And then if it was simple and easy, then that was top of green. So, and with the SEO business right now, there's nothing blue, but there's things that are moving in that direction of blue, and there's quite a few more green. So it's interesting. So as I did this, within the next week, new money started flowing through, new opportunities started flowing through, and it's just simplified. And that's what we see with this. It's amazing. And the more your score is up the scale, when you make changes, the faster positive things flow through, which is really nice. So use this however you like. If you have questions on this, definitely ask in the Facebook group. And so what you can do now is start seeing where each of the projects in your business are at, and then you can use the GPS method to see which ones to tackle first. And just another final thing for me is I noticed like, with Decode Your Genius and SEO, expansion marketing, I needed to do them in days, because if it's like either it's a Decode Your Genius day or it's a SEO day. Because especially with the SEO, it's almost like, in Decode Your Genius, I'm just feeling green and blue, and it's amazing. It feels awesome, so much fun. And then, but if I'm gonna have to go back into SEO, especially when I was doing cleanup work here, if I was feeling blue, it'd be going down to green, down to yellow, maybe down to gray. I mean, we're like going down multiple levels here. So what I realized is like that, and talking with Brenda too, like it's really become clear that as we going down multiple levels is not fun. It's just not, because otherwise you're like in green and blue and you just feel amazing. So if it is that cleanup day, I like to batch it, and that's like the day, because otherwise if I do a little bit of yellow and then I go back to blue, and then it feels like, oh, I gotta go back down to red. So it's like, all right, if it's a cleanup day, it's a cleanup day. It might even be a cleanup week, and to just block that out. And what's interesting is that as you start using the GPS method and you start moving these up, say you move a gray up to a yellow, that actually opens up new momentum and new energy. So it's really kind of just like picking that first one using the GPS method, and then boom, and then a little bit more of energy flows up, then you get guided to another one, and pretty soon you actually are in a nice flow here, bringing green energy into these different low color scale items of the business. And then what's interesting is that you're getting new ideas too. So since you get yourself into a green flow, and you're feeling it, then you're bringing new ideas to these red and gray things, that whereas before maybe it was kind of in a gridlock, maybe it didn't really click, but then now since you're bringing the new energy, then it's like, oh, well, I didn't think about that before, that makes sense. And then boom, you're taking these things up and get more momentum moving forward. So that's what I got for you. Use it, enjoy, ask questions in the Facebook group. I'll see you in the next video.